Welcome everyone to Podcast 69 South, where we cuss and discuss true crime, cold cases, current events, and hot topics, along with our state of society today. This is your trigger warning. Our podcast content is produced for adult listeners 18 years of age and older. We discuss situations that may be offensive and triggering to some listeners. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Welcome back to 69 South, everybody. I'm glad you're back with us. I'm your host, Chop, and joining me always is my beautiful co-host, Julie. How are you doing, Julie?
I'm good. Hello, everyone.
Today we're diving into our 5th episode on the Fortinberry case. And let me tell you, this one is a bombshell. We've been tracking this disturbing story out of Morgan County, Indiana, and the details just keep getting heavier.
That's right, Chop. For those just tuning in, this is episode 5 of our coverage. We previously covered the first probable cause affidavit back in February of 2025, which detailed the initial report into Brittany Fortinberry when she was working at Eminence High School. That report highlighted inappropriate gestures and actions towards students there, including harassment, which they reported. The administration immediately notified Morgan County Police and the Department of Children's Services. Then nothing much happened until 69 South caught wind of the story, informing the public, in which prompted several people to come forward. Subsequently, Brittany Fortinberry was arrested in late February and has been incarcerated ever since. This has been an ongoing investigation. In our last episode, we covered a supplemental PCA about how her harming students she was working with at the MSD of Martinsville, and now we have this third supplemental probable cause affidavit.
Man, this case just keeps unfolding, Julie. The date of this kicks off on May 19th, 2025. Here's where it starts. Detective Patrick Williams states he has probable cause to believe that Brittany Marie Fortinberry of Martinsville, Indiana, currently incarcerated in the Morgan County Jail, born 1993, did between January 1st, 2022 and December 31st, 2024, commit the following criminal offenses in violation of Indiana law. 4 counts of 1 count of child molesting, which is an F1, 1 count of child molesting as an F4, 1 count of incest as an F4, and vicarious sexual gratification as an F4.
Wow, Chop. That's a serious escalation of charges right off the bat. And the probable cause, it's based on Patrick Williams' personal knowledge. On March 28, 2025, he received an email from the minor child's dad. The minor child's dad wrote that they needed to talk and that the minor child, referred to from here on out as we'll say the minor child because he is a victim, had disclosed that Brittany had sucked on his dick.
Jesus.
And we are told minor child is the biological son of the minor child's dad and Brittany Fortinberry. It's also noted that Brittany has already been charged with multiple sex-related offenses involving juveniles.
That hits me right in the gut, Julie. Detective Williams then spoke with the minor child's dad, who mentioned that minor child had been interviewed at Susie's place. The minor child's dad also said the disclosure was made to the stepmom and it was recorded. Detective Williams asked for the video and arrangements were made. Minor child was interviewed on April 7th, 2025 at Susie's place in Bloomington by forensic interviewer Anna. Here's the summary of that interview straight from the affidavit.
Now, the minor child tells Anna that her mom was in jail for doing really bad things. The minor child tells Anna that he had already spoken with the detective about some things, but he did not share everything because he was scared. The minor child tells Anna that his dad wanted him to talk with the detective again because his mom had sex with him. I would advise that the minor child spelled sex out to Anna. The minor child said that he didn't know it was bad or anything like that because he was only 7 years old and he was only going into the 2nd grade.
Man, this shit is heartbreaking, Julie. Minor child goes on to describe being in the shower with his mom, asked if she could get in. He thought she was trying to not waste water. She then told him to wash her privates with a glove thing. Minor child said he did. Minor child said he is very uncomfortable talking about it, and it makes him feel like he is going to throw up. Minor child told Anna this wasn't something he already spoken to the detective about. Minor child said she started putting her mouth on his boy private parts. Minor child said she started telling him to do things. Minor child said that this all happened on the same day. Minor child said he was told to keep it their secret.
Wow, her own flesh and blood.
This just makes me so, gut-wrenching to read this shit, man.
And at this time, I believe he was 7 years old.
He didn't have a clue what he was doing or what she was doing. And, I was a boy that age, and your mother is the most important thing to you. So you put your trust into your mother, and you only trust what they're telling you to do. I mean, you think it's normal. I mean, you want to please your mother at that age. You want to make her happy. You want to, I don't know. It's just, it's gut-wrenching to hear this shit.
Now, the details keep coming. The minor child said he was in the shower downstairs, and he clarified and said she just hopped in the shower with him. He said she just started taking her clothes off and got in. He said she had this glove thing. It was blue and put soap on it. The minor child then said she told him to use it. And he said he had to wash her private part and indicated towards his crotch. The minor child said she was standing up and said her private part area was hairy and looked like she hadn't shaved it in 3 days, was brown and looked like a circle. The minor child said he used his hand to wash her private area. The minor child also said he washed her butt and her breast and said he scrubbed her legs. The minor child then said she started washing him. He said she was washing his private part with her hand and started using her mouth on his private part. He said he was standing and she was bent down and he was sucking, or she was sucking on his private part.
That's fucking insane. It disgusts me to even read this shit. I mean, but I don't know. This is tough to hear, Julie. Minor child said he felt weirded out when she was sucking on it with her mouth, and it was a weird situation. No shit. Minor child said that he could see her hair back, and she was bent down when she was sucking on his private part. Minor child said that she also had him put his private part in her butt while in the shower.
Oh, gosh.
Minor child said that she also had him put it in her front private part. Minor child said she also kissed his butt and licked it. Minor child said this all happened in the same day. The child said that while in the shower, she told him to put his private in her butt. Minor child said in the shower, when she had him put his private in her butt, she was bent over and he was standing up. Minor child said that when she had him put his private in her front, she was standing up as well. Minor child said that when she had him put his private in her front private, said he licked his cheek of his butt and his front private. Minor child said while in the shower, she licked her breast, butt, and front private. Described it as like licking a popsicle.
This poor child. Oh, my goodness. I can't even imagine. I mean, he is still a baby. There's nothing this woman can get out of him sexually that's going to gratify her. Well, I mean, what is her gratification?
And what the fuck is wrong with this bitch?
It's diabolic is what it is. Now, this affidavit continues. The minor child said they got out of the shower and she did it again on the bed. He said she made him lick her butt and kiss it. He said that happened on the bed. The minor child said after she was drying him off, she was tickling his front private part. Minor child said she used her hand to tickle his front private. Minor child said she was moaning when all of this was happening. He said she was starting to watch a show and she did it again. He said that after all of this happened, he washed his hands, went upstairs and ate some pizza rolls. The minor child said she told him that this is to be kept a secret. And the minor child said that the quote-unquote other mom, that things happen when he calls Brittany. The minor child said the way Brittany said to keep it a secret, her facial expressions scared him to death.
And it gets even more disturbing, Julie. Minor child said this was her bed. It was in her bed that these things happened in. Minor child said some of the pillowcases on the bed said had a lot of stuff to include let's fuck and spelled out F-U-C-K. Minor child said the same things happened in the shower happened on the bed. Minor child said there was something that was different. Minor child said that she had put his hand in a fist and put it in her front private.
This bitch is so nasty.
I mean, this little kid ain't making this shit up, man. This shit ain't even in the kid's mind.
At 7 years old?
Fuck no. Minor child said it was slimy, bumpy, and slippery. Minor child said that when she had him put his fist inside. Minor child said she was lying down and he was kind of kneeling on the bed. Minor child said she had him open his fist while it was inside of her. Minor child said that she started to moan. Minor child said that she started to do stuff to him. Minor child said that he was 7 years old and was going into second grade when this happened. Minor child said that this was also when they first moved to Brandywine Lane. Minor child said that it was summer/fall time when this happened. Minor child said the apples not being ripe helps him remember it was that time of year.
Now there's more context here, Chop. The minor child talks about Brittany and Nick growing mushrooms in a room with a pink light. I would advise that Nick is Nicholas Fortinberry, which is his stepfather. Minor child talks about the teenagers that would come by, and when asked who they were, he said, too many. He mentions and said that it all started because of said the teenagers would take over his room and take over Brittany's room. The minor child said that Brittany and Mr. Nick would be at home when the teenagers were there. The minor child said the incidents he discussed were the only times anything like that had happened. The minor child said Brittany told him she was going to do it again when he was 13 years old. The minor child said Brittany told him after everything was done and they ate their pizza rolls is when she told him that.
You think this bitch was just so fucking high, man, that she really didn't know what the fuck she was doing?
We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, it's Chop here at 69 South. We have gathered quite the following of new and faithful listeners. In fact, we're in 72 countries and 1,600 cities. Excites the shit out of us, to be honest. We have countless downloads and streams. If you're a small business starting out or an accomplished business looking for some good advertisement, shoot us an email at 69southpodcast@gmail.com. The 6 and the 9 are numbers, southpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. We will send you a advertisement package.
how high do you have to be telling babies that? These kids are babies. 7 years old is a baby to me.
I'm telling you right now, I raised a gang of kids, man, and I would never even want to give any of my daughters baths after they turned 6 months old or older, just because of the fact it was fucking odd to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, it's just, folks, we're not enjoying reporting this shit. We're just reporters and podcasters.
It's disgusting.
It's horrible. It's hard for us to even fathom. We understand people go through shit, and I'm going to give a public service announcement after this is all over with, but let's continue on with it. Anna then used body diagrams to get clarification, Julie. On the male diagram, when asked what the front private part was, the minor child referred to it as the penis. When asked about the butt, he circled the butt. On the female diagram, when asked about the front private, minor child circled the vagina. When asked about the breast, minor child also circled the butt on the female diagram when asked about the butt.
Now we're talking about a 7 at the time that all this happened. This little boy was 7 years old, and I believe it's been a few years. But this affidavit adds so many more layers, Chop. The minor child talks about Brittany spanking him and pinching him. The minor child said that Brittany spanked him like 20 times and pinched him. He said that Mr. Nick took over and spanked him like 10 times. Now, the minor child said he got spanked with a slipper and a belt. He said Brittany used the slipper and Mr. Nick used the belt. The minor child said that he was a good kid. Then there's mention of other incidents. Brittany sending naked pictures to a Brendan, and then also a guy from Arizona and others. Minor child said he's seen pictures of the guy from Arizona naked on Brittany's phone. And minor child said she basically shows everybody everything.
And it doesn't stop there, Julie. Minor child talks about seeing Brittany pee on Nick at a concert in Ohio on his 8th birthday. Minor child said they got into a fight and Brittany was choking Nick. Minor child said that Mr. Nick threatened to break Brittany's grandma's other hip. Then on April 14, 2025, more interviews happened at Susie's place in Avon. Another minor present at times made no disclosures, but another minor talked about hearing Brittany and her boyfriend Alex having intercourse while watching a movie, describing moaning and seeing Brittany on top of Alex.
There's also mention of drugs. The minor child said Brittany smoked weed a lot, and they found toys like dildos, big dildos, around the house. The minor child said Brittany offered him alcohol, and there was an incident where he and another minor child hid jars of mushrooms in the woods when cops were called. The minor child said that Nick grew the mushrooms and made weed muffins.
The last interview was with another minor who was upset about missing school. Minor child said he knew Brittany was arrested for raping and molesting kids. He learned from his mom, but wasn't aware of it happening at the house. Minor child said that there were street kids, over maybe 12 or 13 others.
Now, Patrick Williams, the detective in this case, concludes by requesting an arrest warrant for Brittany Fortinberry, who is already incarcerated with bond set per the court's schedule. He swears under penalty of perjury that these statements are true to the best of his knowledge, and this was signed on May 21st, 2025.
Let's shift gears a little bit, Julie. This case isn't just about Brittany. Her husband, Nicholas Fortinberry, known as Nick, is also facing serious charges. According to the recent developments, Nick has been charged with intimidation and failure to report, stemming from allegations that he knew about Brittany's actions and even threatened to slaughter one of the victims if they spoke out. One report cites an investigator testifying that Nick told a 13-year-old boy, quote, "If you don't stop what you're doing with my wife, then I'm going to kill you in front of your family," unquote, and warned him not to continue until he turned 16. He was released on a $600 bond, but this adds a chilling layer to the case.
That's absolutely shocking, Chop. And it doesn't end there. There's been movement on Brittany's legal team as well. Her original counsel has withdrawn and she's hired new representation. On top of that, her previous lawyers recently requested psychological exams, citing a good faith belief that she might suffer from a mental disease or defect. However, those exams have reportedly been stopped by new counsel, leaving us wondering what impact this could have on her defense strategy moving forward.
This case is a lot to process, Julie. From the initial reports in September 2024 to the latest affidavit, and now with Nick's charges and the shakeup in Brittany's legal team, it's clear this investigation is far from over. We're going to stay on top of this, so we're going to keep you updated on every single activity and new motion that comes forth.
We post all of the motions from the Fortinberry case on our Patreon, which you can find at www.patreon.com/69south. There's a free membership, but there's also a $5 tier where you can get access to all the legal documents, some bonus episodes, and some behind-the-scenes content that we don't share on Facebook or any other public platform.
This literally breaks our heart for everybody involved in the case, and believe it or not, we feel bad for even the Fortinberrys. I mean, we don't know what they were going through, even though it's 100%, 1,000,000,000,000% wrong what the fuck was going through their head, man. Something was wrong. Everybody goes through shit. We literally pray for them as well. Hopefully they can get their shit together, man, and, get right with life. It's so horrible.
Brittany's looking at hundreds and hundreds of years behind bars. What do you think her outcome is going to be? She's got, I believe he's a paid attorney, and it's her brand new legal eagle, Alan Liddy.
I know I've said it before, but could you guys imagine if this was a man that was molesting his 7-year-old daughter and then having gangbangs and fucking all these 13 and 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old girls? It would be a completely different situation.
Well, look at what's happening out of Mooresville Christian Academy with their ex-robotics teacher Jacob Wessel, who is still on the run, by the way.
I would love for you guys to hit us up on our socials, man, and tell us why you think society looks at it so different. You women, you guys do not look at it different, but there's a lot of males out there who see it in a different light. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious to see what your opinion is about why it's so different when it's a female having sex with teenage boys versus a male molesting teenage girls. Why is it so different? Why does society look at it different? I'm so curious to hear your reactions and your thoughts about that. Please hit us up.
And teachers, really, I want to know, why would you even in your right mind think it's okay to Snapchat or send social media messages or any type of communication like that via social media? It should all be kept professional 100% of the time when you are a teacher. I get it if you're friends of the family and you guys are close and, they're like cousins or they're like uncles. I get that if there's personal relationships involved. But usually when you're a teacher, you need to stick to your relationships with your students being 100% professional at all times because they're looking up to you.
I mean, it just has to be that way nowadays, and it should have always been that way. I'm also curious, is it because 69 South is blowing up this county and the schools in this county? Do you guys think this shit is happening like all over the country? Or are we just bringing this to light in Morgan County? It just blows my mind, the shit that's really going on. I mean, I literally have to take a step back, man, and think about the shit that we're reporting on. Being, a victim of bipolar and kind of manic depressive myself, sometimes it's hard for me to think about this shit. Sometimes it's hard for me to get up and do what I have to do, especially when it's stuff like this that really, hits me heartfelt. But
I can't even imagine a grown adult even wanting to hurt a child, make them cry, inflict any kind of pain on them, let alone psychologically abuse them and take their innocence away like that and groom them for their deviant sexual needs and desires. It's
disgusting. It's crazy. But 69 South, we want you to know that, especially me, Chop, I go through the same shit as a lot of you people go through. Sometimes you don't feel like getting the fuck up, dealing with any fucking thing. You guys can reach out to us, man, and know that, we understand and we feel the same way you feel sometimes, man. We're not just these awesome superheroes that come out here and do this shit every day. We go through shit too.
We're normal people, just like everybody else.
Absolutely, we are. And if we're here, if we can help you guys in any way possible, reach out to us, man. We'll talk to you about whatever problems you got going on. But as far as the shit that was going on with her and her students, that's one thing. The teenage boys, I mean, that's one thing, but it's a whole nother level, this shit with her 7-year-old boy. We actually know the parents of the boy, and we are so heartfelt. We're praying for you guys. These are good people, man. These are really,
and they've
really
been fighting in the system for years, and I mean years, to try to get this child to where he's safe.
And up to this point, man, I was trying to give Nick Fortinberry the benefit of the doubt, but actually at this point, man, fuck you, Nick. You're a straight bitch for letting this shit go on. You're a straight bitch for knowing all this shit was going on and not keeping the kids in your home safe and just letting your woman run wild and being involved in all this shit, man. Fuck you for that.
Should have put a chain on that dog.
Put a leash on this bitch. Catch me outside.
Well, that wraps up for today, and that's the Fortinberry update on her most recent probable cause affidavit.
We want to give a shout out to everybody who's jumped on our Patreon. We got so many good episodes that don't have nothing to do with people fucking kids. It's just, we had to get this out there. People was wanting to hear it, man. It's just the truth, and we're the people that's going to report the truth, man. Unfortunately, it hurts sometimes.
It sure does.
We're praying for everybody involved, even the bad people in this case. Please stay tuned, because within the next 24 to 48 hours, we got 3-4 badass episodes coming through, including the Valentine's Day Massacre in Park County. I'm so excited to put that out there. It's such an exploding, exciting, and devastating case. And just the sheer boldness and toughness and resilience of this woman, man, who went through this shit. You guys, it's going to blow your guys' mind. So please stay tuned for all that.
Okay,
we want to thank you for all your patience, man. You guys really stick with us, man. Our fans, we love you to death. We couldn't do it without you. Please go to Patreon and support us if you can. If you can't, we still love you just the same. Until then, have a good evening, good morning, good day.